Imagine waking up in complete darkness, no food, no light, no way out. The only sound you hear is water dripping somewhere you can't see. This is the true story of a young boy who survived 8 days underground, armed with nothing but fear, instinct, and a miracle. This is the unbelievable survival story of Ethan Miller, taken from a real event. In 2019, 12-year-old Ethan was exploring the forest near his home in northern Kentucky. It was a quiet place he knew well, streams, small caves, and old drainage tunnels built decades ago. But that day, the ground was slippery after heavy rain. Ethan's foot slipped, and he slid toward a narrow drainage tunnel hidden beneath the creek. He tried to stand, but the water was too strong, pulling him deeper and deeper. Within seconds, the rushing water carried him through the narrow passage. Ethan hit his head, and everything went black. When he woke up, there was no light, no way to tell where he was. He screamed for help, but the sound disappeared into the maze of tunnels. This wasn't a normal drainage pipe. It connected to an abandoned underground system built over 40 years ago, and most of its exits had collapsed. Cold, shaking, and covered in mud, Ethan crawled through the darkness. Every movement felt like a guess. Turning left or right could mean life or death. His biggest danger was the rising water. If he followed the wrong passage, he could drown instantly. But he listened carefully to the flow and found a slightly higher chamber where the water level was lower. On the second day, Ethan's thirst became unbearable. He began drinking the droplets forming on the tunnel walls. Time didn't exist anymore. Was it morning, night hours, days? He had no idea. At night, he heard strange sounds echoing through the tunnels. Some noises could be explained by shifting pipes and water pressure, but others remain a mystery to this day. By day 6, Ethan could barely move. His body was shutting down. But then he heard something different. That meant one thing somewhere nearby. There had to be a crack or opening to the surface. Summoning the last of his strength, Ethan crawled toward the faint airflow, inch by inch through cold mud and concrete. On the 8th day, search teams began scanning the underground system with thermal cameras. Incredibly, one camera picked up a weak heat signature. Ethan was lying just a few meters beneath the surface, exactly where he had followed the sound of wind. Rescuers broke through the concrete, and the first thing they saw was Ethan's hand reaching out. After 8 days in total darkness, he was alive. Doctors say Ethan survived because of 3 things. He stayed in higher areas to avoid flooding. He didn't panic. He drank clean, dripping water from the walls. Today, his story is still considered one of the most unbelievable child survival cases in modern history. This was the unbelievable true story of a boy who survived 8 days underground. If you want more real survival stories, mysteries, and AI recreated moments, subscribe to DarkFlow, because reality is deeper than it seems.